We ready? So I picked f of -1. Now give me another number in the domain of this one that I need to do. Okay. How about -2? I mean, you get it, Emma. The only thing is, be careful about further out because it may go further down or further up. You know, if you wanted to fit on this, make sure you're picking. I think -3 would have been fine, but I always wonder how much it's going to go because you're adding 5 to it. You know, you just have to be careful of what you're doing to it. So as long as you pick 2 within the domain that will fit on your graph paper, you'll do good. So -1 plus 5 would be 4, and -2 plus 5 would be 3. And if I had picked -3, it would have been 2. And we can graph that one. So let's put f of -1 is 4, but is -1 in my domain? No. So we need to go to -1 and go to 4 and put an open dot. Then we can go to -2 and go to 3. We can go to -3 and go to 2 if we want to. Okay, but you see how it's stepping down. The y-intercept was, well, going to the left. The y-intercept would have been 5, which is right here, and the slope is +1. So you can see, if I put the line all the way across, you definitely can see it. See, the y-intercept is 5, the slope is 1/1. I only need it from -1 to the left. F of x is equal to 3. Now tell me about a line that has only a y in it, y equals 3. Now we didn't review that in lesson 4 with graphing on the calculator. I might have just casually mentioned it. Well, let me go ahead, let's pick our x's that we want to use. Now, when you have a 2-ended one, those are the best 2 to choose because you need to know what's going on one end and you need to know what's going on in the other end. No matter what the function looks like, if it's a line, you know, that's positive slope, negative slope, whatever, then it will still work for us. So that's the best when you have a 2-ended restriction. Now let's talk about it when you only have an x, y equals 2. Well, if you think about it, that's like if I graphed x, -1, +2, -5, +2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 0, 2. My y-intercept is 3. I forgot to change to 3. You know, 0, 3, 1, 3, 4, 3, -5, 3 as I'm going across. So it's going to be a horizontal line. Do you remember Slope Dude when he's going this way and he says no, what does he say? No fun? Is that how he says? 0 fun. He says 0 fun. So slope is 0. It's a horizontal line. And so no matter what, this is the y. So when x is -1, y is 3. When x is 2, y is 3. When x is 7, y is 3. When x is -8, y is 3. When x is -2.9, y is 3. So we'll just graph them. F of -1 is 3. Open dot or closed dot? Closed dot, right here. And then go to the other end, and F of 2 is 3. And it is a open dot. And it's a horizontal line. So all of those infinite points between -1 and 2 have a y value of 3. Very much like that picture on page 16. Now let's do the last one. F of x equals 1/2 x minus 3. Now I definitely need to do 2 because I need to know what it's doing on that boundary line, and it's going to be a solid dot. See, x equals 2. Now I'm going to do like Emma on this one. I will do 3, but because that's maybe what y'all would have picked, but I'm going to pick F of 4, and I'll show you why. Because I'm doing it without a calculator. I want to be able to do it quick. So can you see why I might have picked 4 instead of 3? Yeah, so I don't have to fool with fractions. Yeah, it'll cancel out, and you can do that. I can do F of 3. We'll see that it's on there. I can show you that. So F of 2 is 1/2 x minus 3. That's 1 minus 3, which is -2. F of 4 is 1/2 of 4 minus 3, which is 2 minus 3, which is -1. And I'm going to do F of 3 just to show you that it's 1/2 of 3, which is 1 and 1/2, minus 3, which is, you can write it several different ways. -3 halves, The only thing about -3/2, you might not know exactly where that plots, but it's -1 1/2 or -1.5. That's an extra one, but that's just if you pick 2 and 3. You know, if the denominator was 3, I would have probably picked, now I would have had to pick the 2 because that was where my boundary was, but I might have picked 6 or 3 or something like that so that my denominators cancel out if I don't want to mess with a calculator. So let's plot those. At 2, it's -2, and you've already told me it was going to be solid. At 3, it was, well, I'm going to save that 3. I'm going to do 4 is -1. 1, 2, 3, 4 was -1. And then if you go back, +3 gave me the -1.5, which was right there. And I only need my graph from here to the right. And you can glue that in. And I wanted you to have about 10 minutes. You don't quite have that much, but that'll give you time maybe if I need to check something in the basket or if you have questions about corrections. Did you have a lesson due today? Okay, I don't think you had one due because usually you have a quiz over it. So, no, I don't think so. 4 is due Friday, and I think you have a quiz over it. Maybe Friday? Okay. And that was, let me go and stop.